Hey, it's AJ from KINCROME. We've got the brake fluid tester today. We're going to take it through its paces. Come over and have a look and let's take you through it. Now, I've got this one straight out of the box. So a couple of things you need to do beforehand is to set up the battery. So you unscrew the back of that and the batteries are stored in the back here. But what you need to do is take this little stopper off here to engage them. Okay, once you've done that, just load them back in. You do it up and you're ready for business. It's a really simple thing to operate. At the front here, you've got your probes. Okay, you need to keep these really clean. You need to monitor them too. So if you don't use this tool for about, for a few months and you've got a little bit of corrosion or a little bit of imperfections there, you need to make sure that you either clean that off or you might end up having to get a new one. So take care of the tool. There's only two buttons here. You've got the function button and the on off. Okay, so to start it up, on, a couple of seconds and you're away. And the function button really is to determine what type of fluid that you're actually testing. So I've got some here we'll go through, but this button here, function, so at the moment it's set at .3, .4, and .5.1. So they're the type of brake fluids that this tester is able to actually work with. So today we're using .4, so we just have to make sure that we select the right one there. Okay, so it's set at .4 and it's really ready to go. I'll give the probes a little bit of a wipe before we start. Now for the test, what we're going to do here is we've got this one which is pretty much, it's going to come up with a green light. It's pretty well perfect, so it's really good to use. This one here, what we're going to do is we're going to add water to these. Now water in a brake fluid system is really not what you want. What it does is it affects the boiling point of the fluid. Okay, so more water, the boiling point of the fluid comes down and the performance of the fluid is really important in a braking system. So if you've got water in there, you've got poor performance and you've got a chance of corrosion right through the braking system. So not good. You don't want water in anywhere where it doesn't belong, and that's true in more ways than one. So come over and have a look. We'll test the first one. So all you need to do after you've dipped that is just dip these probes into the fluid and hold them there for a second. And you'll see I've got a green reading, 1.3%. Okay, so that's really good to use. Green is good. Green is good in most situations. And what you need to do before you test any other fluid is just give them a really good wipe over. Okay. All right, we'll leave that there for a moment. And what I'll do, I've got a little syringe here with some just water, tap water, and I'm going to put 0.3 milliliters of water into this fluid. Okay, let's do that. So this goes down to 0.7. Okay, and you can see that I've done that, and I'll give that a bit of a stir. So beforehand I had 10 mil. So this would represent about 2 to 3% of water in a system. Okay, so I've wiped them over. Let's give them a bit of a go over. Okay, so I've got 2.2, 2.1, 2% water. So you'll see that it wasn't green, it was a yellowy color on the readout. What that means is that you do have a little bit of water in the system, and you should really replace the fluid. Okay, it's not totally urgent, but you should replace it. Okay, now the last one here, I've got 10 mil here. I'm going to squeeze roughly 0.5 mil into there, which is a little bit more than before, actually. And let's just put the rest of it in there, just so we get a good result. So what I'm looking for here is a result that's over 4%. Give that a stir again. Now I've given that a bit of a wipe over. And let's just test this one out, see what we get. Okay, 4%. Okay, in the threes. But it's beeping at me pretty loud and it went red, which means you really should change that brake fluid immediately. Okay, it's not great. And if you actually look, come over here for a second, I picked this up before. You can see that it's actually reacting with the water on there. So if that's in your brake lines, yeah, you could have potential problems as opposed to one that doesn't have water where it's still in really good condition. Okay, so that's the brake fluid tester. It's a great tool, it's very accurate, and it's a good way to test brake fluid in your system. So there you go.